They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Strap in. This will be a good one. Two one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. Here's James. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. On first down, Wilson. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, tried to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
On 2nd and 7, Wilson escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Nwangu. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On the give is Nwangu. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
A gain of 4 brings up 3rd and 4.
Now it's Rodgers. Flushed out right. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Now it's Wilson. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. Well, starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 is they had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB, too. Let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Handoff right side to Nwangu. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he finds McLaurin. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Second quarter now from our nation. Washington in possession of the football. We're scoreless after 1. first and 10 at the 11. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now they go screen. It's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's first and goal. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. They'll try again. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Jordan Brooks drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up fourth down. Dustin Hopkins now for the Washington field goal. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 Washington. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But the NFL, defense is awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. There's Wilson to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Again, Wilson. That's taken in by Eskridge, complete. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Here's Carson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. On 3rd down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Throwing is Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. That's Porter. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And again, it's Rodgers. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. On play action, Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. After the interception, here's Wilson. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
Well, we all know the guy carrying the ball is going to get the credit, both in the stat line and probably in the newspaper. But guess what? Those guys creating holes, they couldn't feel better about themselves right now. Offensive line, tight end, probably even the wide receivers are involved. They're moving the ball well.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. William Jackson with a pick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
Get it! Get it!
So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken just shy of the 10. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
The lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Another run now for Nwangu. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield and unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
So one first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on third down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Returnable for Lockett. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got it.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. It's a big play there for Seattle. And you know what else happened on that play? He just went past 45,000 career passing yards.
He's going to cherish that moment, but he's also going to celebrate it with so many different people. Guys he's playing with currently. Guys he's played with in the past, especially offensive linemen who've kept him upright to throw the ball. Receivers who've caught it. I mean, just so many people to embrace. And last but not least, a lot of coaches who called a lot of passing plays.
Now Wilson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Complete. Richardson has it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's first and goal. Now Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Here's Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. It's Porter. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Well, from what we've seen thus far, this is not a formula for winning football. When you have more turnovers than points stored, that's a tough way to try and win a game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets it a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Carson again pushes him over. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken from about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. To throw again on second down, Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. On the toss, here's Nwangu. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 52 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Porter. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll go right back to the one. Back at the 17. Go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And hit loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Rodgers, got to have this one. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And give him credit, he deserves it. But this is such a breakdown defensively, my goodness. From a pass rush perspective, you know that they got to be coming hard on 4th down trying to get to the quarterback. But from a coverage perspective, how do you not see that play developing? And it turns into a touchdown.
And that ball traveling 68 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Now James returning. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football. As a former defender, I can feel their sigh of relief after that one, because when he breaks out of the pocket and you face a mobile quarterback, he causes all kind of problems in your secondary. They were able to force that incompletion.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. Over the middle, he finds Eskridge. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Third and 4. This crowd urging on their defense. They're up and making noise. Now Wilson. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. 2nd and 7. Wilson wants to throw it. He finds his man, complete. It's Richardson. And all the way in, touchdown. Seattle. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that one will be accepted. Sam Sloman now for the point after. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Nwangu. Breaks a tackle. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Kene Nwangu hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. And it's good, so that will get them back within one score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's James. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount...
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary, but he was trying to ward off the defender with the other, so maybe that was just a good play.
So that tells you that not only do they imagine those types of catches, they actually work on them with defenders jostling them in order to keep their concentration and haul it in.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
But it's going to lead to 3rd down. Only 4 down territory. To throw is Rodgers. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue. That's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat. Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. This is Carson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of 6.
So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Seahawks, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Philly to take on the Eagles. Meanwhile, for Washington, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.